It's August the 26th, we've had lots of rain, over 50mm the day before, the river's really rising fast and hopefully I'll catch some barbel. Here you can see the rainfall display for the day before for Buxton Independent Weather Station in Derbyshire. This gives good indication as to how high the river will be. Extra rain when it's not too cold makes the barbel feed. I was using 70g Drennan cage feeder with an extra bit of builder's lead that I cut out wrapped round it. The extra lead weighed perhaps an ounce. I started off in this spot, but I had in mind another swim to move to later. You'll see why I had to move in a while. Before I started fishing, I threw in a few boilies as they sink quickly in this fast water. I threw them in quite a bit upstream from where I think my hook base will end up, but more importantly I tried to throw them out in the same line, i.e. the same distance out from the bank that I think I'll be fishing. I was trying to create a line of bait for the barbel to move up on. The main current is on my own bank here, and that's where I hope the barbel will be. On my first cast I had a sharp knock, so I picked the rod up and held it and felt for the bites. I was into a reasonable fish that was taking quite a bit of line off the slip and clutch. I'm trying to get it away from those branches and get it to start coming upstream towards me. I've cut out a bit of the fight and jumped to the bit where I'm getting it in towards the net. It doesn't want to give up. A good start, a well-conditioned barbel. If you haven't subscribed already, please don't forget to subscribe. I struck a bite and then found myself straight in the snag afterwards. I kept getting snagged and felt I had to move. I reeled in, left my kit where it was and found another swim and baited it up. Again, the main current is on the near bank in this swim, and that's where I hope the barbel will be. After going back and getting the rest of my kit from the first swim, I cast out. I'm touch ledgering as there's always a good chance of a barbel on my first cast in a new swim. I left it about 20 minutes and then had another cast. I had to sit very low to avoid catching the tree above me when I cast out. There was all sorts of debris coming down with the floodwater, including substantial parts of trees. These are waves from the boat that went by far too fast. After I cast, I pay out line so as the bait doesn't swing in too much, but I try not to pay out too much so as the line doesn't get wrapped round rocks. While I was touch ledgering, I was soon into another fish, and this one felt really strong and suddenly decided to go a long way downstream. I had to try and stop it as I didn't want to get him around those branches. Good, now I'm gaining a bit of line. Again, I'm only using one rod in this swim. You can imagine what sort of problems I'd be having if I got another rod out while I was playing a fish such as this. On the Trent, you never know what you're going to hook. It could be a carp, it could be a catfish, it could be a sturgeon, you could even hook a salmon. Sometimes during a tussle with one of these fish, I do get in the back of my mind a feeling that it could be something else, but usually it turns out to be a barbel. I'm using 15 pound mainline with a 12 pound Fox Illusion hook length, and this fish has really tested it a few times during this fight. Superbly conditioned barbel. I'm well pleased. And now to try for another one. I'm touch edging, holding the rod, feeling for bites most of the time. I keep the bait going into the same area. The barbel tends to come through in shoals, so I'm expecting a bite from another one any time now. It's a really exciting way of fishing, touch edging. You need to try it to find out. An hour before sunset to about an hour after it is really a good time for barbel. For those of you who are new to barbel fishing, remember to let the barbel recover in the landing net while you're getting your weighing kit and camera ready. Not quite so big, but nonetheless a really nice barbel. When they go back, make sure they're fully recovered. I seem to have gained a friend. I think it's sheltering near me as there are hundreds of Canada geese in the area, You can hear them, and I think it's feeling a bit more secure here. Again, after catching a fish, I'm throwing out a bit more bait. Barbel have a knack of biting when you're not expecting them to, like for example when you're holding your camera filming your rods. Oops, I missed that one. Let's try again. I'm trying to find an area without so many rocks on the bottom, so I'm casting slightly further upstream. They seem to know when I'm not concentrating. Well, the barbel's still there, and so's the swan. This one feels really heavy. The swan is not being put off by all this. Another really well conditioned, powerful fish. Look at its perfect tail. I carried on fishing into darkness. When it was completely dark, I had another really strong pull, touched lettering, and was into another really good fish. A perfect end to a very satisfying day. I can go home content in the knowledge that I made the right choice in deciding to move swims.